Um, Dr. Suresha sir completed BE in Electronics and Communication Engineering from National Institute of Engineering, Mysore, and did his Masters in Computer Science and Engineering in Basaveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot, and got his PhD in Computers and Information Science from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belgaum, Karnataka. He has 14 years of industrial experience, 23 years of teaching experience, and 12 years of research experience. At present, he is working as principal in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. He has 29 publications in referred international journals and conferences, and 12 publications in national conferences. He is recognized as reviewer for IEEE conferences. He is a life member of ISTE, CSI, ACCS, and FIE. Also, he is a member of Chartered Engineers Professionals. He is instrumental in recognizing ACCE as Host Institute HI to set up business incubator to support entrepreneurial and managerial development from MSCE New Delhi in January 2020. Also, he has contributed in getting sanction of Intellectual Property Facilitation Center for North Bengaluru from MSME New Delhi Government of India in February 2020. His contribution to ACCE is getting gold band rating by QS iGauge is very much recognized. He also coordinated with Toyota Kirloskar Motors, Bengaluru, to get 4 engines with transmission units from mechanical department for training and research purpose in July 2018 and February 2020. He has been awarded as the Principal of the Year 2018 by the Institute of Exploring Advances Engineering (IEAE) and Best Director 2019 by Education Expo TV, EET CRS New Delhi. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to give the session, sir. I am making you the presenter now.
Yes, yes,
Sir,
madam.
I'm making
Yes,
you the
madam.
presenter now, so you can
Yeah.
upload the invitation. Sir.
All, all.
Sir, as soon as you become the presenter, there is a left side, there is a plus sign under the screen. Sir. Plus sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, you press that, sir. If you press that, then you will have upload presentation. Can you see that, sir?
Okay, 1 minute.
Yes, sir. You have uploaded already. You are sharing the screen, sir?
Yeah, once.
Okay, okay.
Madam, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
No, madam.
Screen, sir. Yes, sir. Good, sir.
It's
It's
visible,
visible,
no?
sir.
Yeah, okay. Shall I continue, madam?
Yes, sir. You can take it. You can
Okay.
take the session, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, madam, for your nice introduction. At the outset, I wanted to thank you, Anurag University, and my friend Kishore sir for providing me an opportunity. And at the least, Pratibha, you are also coordinating from 2 days for this session. Whatever experience I'm having in my course, just I wanted to share these experiences. Yeah, this is my outline of presentation. These are the topics I'm going to discuss. Very well that this is the last session of the day and it's very difficult to concentrate. At the same time, I'm not elaborating everything. I'm presenting you in a brief so that at least at the end of my session, you'll have something to take away from this session. That much assurance. So this is the quote. I'm going to quote.
I'm getting some messages from the participants. I request the participants to don't panic regarding the polls and missed polls. We will open all the polls at the end of this session. Whatever you have missed, we will open all of them for 5 minutes. So kindly listen to the session peacefully and we will open all the polls at the end. Thank you.
Shall I continue?
Yes, sir, you can
So this is a very important quote. The significant problems we face today cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we are at when we created them. This is a quote from Albert Einstein. So here, one thing important is the level of thinking that we are having. So it should be keep on increasing. Then only we can solve the problem. This is what it says. because academics level thinking is entirely different and industry level thinking is entirely different. When we merge these two, we can have a good product. That's what I mean to say. This is where industry institute collaboration comes into picture. So you can see stage one, academic innovation, stage two, industry involvement, and then stage three is even industries knows that innovation and concept of ideas come out only at the student level. So that's where even industries are also concentrating in collaboration to have a collaboration with institutes. And alone, institutes also cannot do a product because they need technology. Technology is there in industries. So when you have got an innovation, when you have got a technology, then we can come out with a product. This is where the industry institute collaboration comes into the picture. So this is a self-explanatory. And before going exactly what the relationship, what the collaboration is, we'll see some basic definitions how they are going to define. An industry is defined as an economic activity concerned with processing of raw materials and manufacturing of goods in factories. Our definition is the creation of something as a part of physical and biological and chemical process. That is something you produce. So that will be called as an industry. Or the manufacturing or technically productive enterprises in a particular field. So it may be a manufacturing unit or something like that. And particularly if you talk about IT industries, the definition is it is a business sector that deals with computing, including hardware, software, telecommunications, and generally anything involved in the transmission of information or the system that facilitate communication. So communication should be there, transfer of information should be there. Again, IT industries, a lot of stress is there on data communication and data. Some of the examples for IT industries, you know very well, Infosys, Wipro, HCL Technologies, Tech Mahindra, Larsen & Toubro, Infotech, Emphasis, Sunlight. Just few examples are given for your reference. So this is where we stand as an academician, an organization where people do a particular type of scientific, educational, or social work. That will be called as an institute. Institute is a different, and academia. Next slide, I'm going to give the definition. And a college is different. An institute is an organizational body created for a certain type of purpose. This is what the education department defines an institute. Academia, see, in institute, we concentrate only on individuals, whereas in academia, it's a community-based. So academia is a collective term for the community of students, faculty, and scholars engaged in higher education and research. Or another definition is an education institution dedicated to higher education and research, which grants academic degrees. So this is. And see, what are the industry expectations from an institute? So this is defined by AICTE, and most of the colleges in India are working in tune with this. Suppose if your students want to get placed, you have to work with these are the outcomes. AICTE defined, and we even in our college also we are following this. General, what are the industry expectations and what are the academic expectations? This is in general. So that is with respect to AICTE perspective. These are the things in general. So now we'll see what is an industry-institute collaboration is. So academia and industry need to recognize each other's strengths and strive towards greater trust and communication. It's very important when you are about as an industry or from an institute, when you are going to have an understanding, then you can collaborate. If without trust, it's not possible. And a lot of communication is involved. So doing that, I will come to know exactly what it is and what are the hurdles in that also we are going to discuss in future. India needs structural changes so that business enterprises are able to spend their funding on research and development through institutes and universities. So this is where industry is playing a big role in this. In fact, I have seen this Anurag University web portal. They are having Cisco networking academy. So it's a good sign. See, that means they are collaborating with industries and students learn something extra or they gain extra skills apart from their academics. So this type of projects are possible through industry, institute, academic collaborations, and industry. I mean, institutes has to do all these things. The other thing is collaboration must be taken beyond fundamental research. So research is not the only thing where industry and institute collaboration can do. They can do apart from that confidentiality of the project, that is non-disclosure agreements and IPRs, intellectual property rights also has to be addressed both at industry and institute level. So, a good and vibrant. When you say that industry institute collaboration is good, so when they are essential, if they are because of industry collaboration, if they are growing in education, or if they are growing in incubation, or if they are growing in entrepreneurship, then we can say that our relationship is very vibrant and it's good. Collaboration with industry are very important in providing the best opportunities for engineering graduates, practical real-world problems into classroom and laboratories. This is very important. Industry is a practical thing, whereas institutes are for academics. So they are not real. If you want bring practical things into a classroom or into a lab, we should have an industry-institute collaboration. For engaging faculty members to apply their expertise. See, there are some faculties who are very good in reality and they could have practical knowledge. So if industry provides a platform for them, they can perform very well. So that also can be achieved through industry collaboration. For providing a platform for the institution to address industry challenges. So there are many challenges are there in industry, and all challenges cannot be addressed by industry. So some of them they can outsource to institutes, where institutes can perform in a better way. So these are the things just in outshell I'm giving. So we'll discuss in detail in future. See, this is one thing very important. We should have synchronization between industry, academia, and research. So then only things will go very smooth. Otherwise, it's difficult and you cannot have a good collaboration. And see, this is very important. Then I think everybody can understand. Where an industry collaborator or industry side representative coordinator or something like that. That person will be there, and college students and faculty will be there, and industry participation is there in this. Industry participation is there in this. So when we synchronize together, when we collaborate together, then you can have a product. Very important. So it gives complete picture of industry. So that's the reason I put why how should we. What is the need? Is there a need for industry-institute collaboration? So from national point of view, or nation point of view, also if you want to transform your economy from resource-based technology to technology-based economy, we need industry-institute collaboration. Apart from that, in fact, I'm keep on telling you from the beginning, even my previous presenter also he was telling that research can happen at but implement that, we need technology. Technology, again, technology, we have to depend on industries. So the institute or universities are traditionally the place for most research, and industry necessarily the place for the most technology usage. Then enhanced collaboration between the institute and industry results in a product development. So this is what. So we institutes always we are in a not practical approach. So we are in theoretical approach, whereas industry works on practical approach. When you give a concept, they say this is a technology best suited for that. But for an academician, we will not be knowing that. So this is where collaboration comes into picture. A concept is given by an institute or a research center, and if you collaborate with technology, they will come out with technology what has to be done. So the synchronization between these two, you can have a product development. That's what I mean to say. Framework for industry-institute collaboration. See, even many of the colleges nowadays, they are going for accreditations. So even NBA and NAC, they are insisting that you should have industry-institute collaboration. So NBA, if you look into it, if you have got industry-institute collaboration, you will get straight away 10 marks. In the NAC, the 20 marks are there. So this shows how much importance even at the government level they are giving it. And if you have got a center of excellence from reputed industries like Anurag universities and from Cisco, when they go for accreditation, straight away they will get 25 marks without any risk. So this is the advantage of having a good industry-institute collaboration. Differences between industry and academia, very few in fact I have quoted here. See, here industry expects that we want stuff which is useful. Other things they are not interested. But in the academia, we say we want stuff which is meaningful, whether it's useful or not. If it has got some meaning, we give a lot of importance for it. Industry say that we need it yesterday. Academia, we say that so what if it takes longer, if it is better. We don't have Usually academicians or institutes will never work in time bounding this, whereas industries work in timelines. They have to have good deliverables, that's why they are good. So industries say that we want to own it. If you've got a concept which is really, then they say we want to become owner of that. But academia as a publisher, we at industry, faculties always say, let me publish that in a good journal. We'll see the response. So that's what we think. This is where a lot of difference is there. And industry says, train people for us. So academia say that we should not be occasionally worried. Training should, see, in even academia, we are telling that learning should be a continuous process, but it's not limited for a particular period. It should be a continuous process. Whereas industry says that I want this technology, if you learn and come back to me within 6 months, I'm happy. But we don't have that type of restrictions in academia. But nowadays, survival, people are going there and they are struggling. Of course, money is important both for industry and academia. So industry thinking, how industry thinks about an institute. Institute or university can be a major resource in companies' innovation strategy. That's what is the concepts. Innovation can happen only at the institute level. So always see, even industry says that major resource for, as far as innovation is concerned, it is the institute that can. Also, institute, industry can think how to train students in a better way so that they can observe. This is how industry thinks. And industry knows that how difficult it is to get good students as their employees. So these are some of the, it's not everything, some of the things, some of the ways where industry is thinking. And in the same way, how institute is thinking. The institute thinks about a collaboration. What is the best collaboration we can have? Whether it's significant or not, whether it's measurable or not. So we think that suppose if you have got a collaboration with a particular industry, how many products per year we can have. So these are the measurable quantities and significant. So whatever the product I develop, how significant means in the society, how it has been recognized. We can say that if the product is very much recognized, we can say that, oh, this is our college product, our students have done it, or our faculties have done it. So this is the way we think. So a lot of difference is there between industry thinking and institute thinking. So when you see these two, you will have a good collaboration, but it needs or it requires a lot of efforts. The objectives you can see to provide internships for this is objectives from institute level. To provide internships for students in industries which will prepare the students entering into a better industry. And most of the times what happens, how students will think this, they will choice or they will choose better industry, and if they get internship there, they perform well and they feel that or they should expect that industry itself should absorb them. So practically it's happening. It is not that it's not possible, it can happen. To have a closer linkage and promote research suited to industry needs and consultancy, which creates a sense of going among the faculty. So apart from students, it should benefit faculty members also. So faculties, they should get trained. Faculties also, they should get enhance their knowledge. So these are the things, some of the objectives we can have. And also important thing is to enable academicians to take into the industries as sabbaticals. Sabbatical programs, you know very well. So very few industries provide sabbaticals, and sometimes even faculties are also not interested to that level. But if it provides that, means it's very good. Sabbaticals is a good option for faculties to enhance knowledge. Again, from the industry point of view, always we think how can we have an MOU or non-disclosure agreement? Various industry and research organizations are concerned. Also, one of the important parameters, even NBA, motivate the young graduates to become entrepreneurs. So, if students get proper exposure when they are students and certain infrastructure has been created within the institute, there is every chance that students can become entrepreneurs. So, this is also one of, see, when if you want to become, a student can become interpreter, incubation or incubating plays a very important role. And to convert an incubating product or incubation product into a commercial product, industry participation is required. So this is where things will require, and where collaboration comes into picture. This is my view. In fact, I don't know how you people are going to accept this SWOT analysis of an institute. Why this is required? See, in fact, in our institute also we are doing this. In fact, we do SWOT analysis for every faculty for each year, and that will be compared in the department level. Once that has been done, compiled in the department level, then we compile it at the institute level. So then we say these are our strength. So this is the weakness which we have to overcome. And these are the opportunities we are going to get, how to make use of these opportunities. And threats, these are the threats, how we can overcome them. So based on your strengths, you can think of having collaboration with certain type of industries. So this is where you can select industries. So I'm good at this. I want to have a collaboration with this particular company where I can perform better, where my students are going to get benefit, where my faculty is going to get an opportunity to enhance their knowledge. So this is where strength plays a very important role. So it comes from the root level, grassroots level. It gives a lot of meaning. So that's the reason, in fact, I'm discussing this with the SWOT analysis of the institute. So these are the strengths, some of the things you can see. Positive experience with those who interact with the campus, aspiration college of the institute. So this is strength because if your college is located well in the heart of the city, it's an aspiration college. Students will automatically select your college and join, and they perform better. Suppose if a college stays outside the city, it cannot be called as an aspiration college. Students will have second thought to join that institute. So these are the things that comes into picture. This is strength. The aspiration college location is a very important strength for any institute. Center of excellence. So this is where student can showcase their knowledge, and this through the COE they can enhance their skills. And patents applied, very important. So you can say that when you have got 10 patents in our institute, so 10 extra knowledge in different domains you have got. That's what it's an indication. And dedicated and expert faculty, suppose, say basically I'm from computer science engineering background, if I've got expertise in networking, if I've got expert security, sorry. If I got expertise in database, if I got expertise in artificial intelligence, machine learning, analytics, you see, these are the expertise. If you have got, then I can think, okay, when having expertise in networking, okay, let me have a collaboration with Cisco. That's how I can think. Suppose if you are good at security, okay, let me have collaboration with Dell, Dell EMC. So that's where we can segregate the things. So these are advantages. This is where you can showcase your strength. The proactive student support, when you say that when you've got something, a project, you should have students to work on that. Apart from student, faculty is also very important. So discipline, this is very important as far as admissions are concerned. You've got this, definitely you'll have good admissions. Learning community is developing to enhance learning and student faculty interaction, because student faculty interaction plays a very, very significant role. And if you have accredited programs, is a strength where certain industries, when you want to have a collaboration, they say immediately the first question is how many accredited programs you have got, or whether your institute is accredited with NAAC. So these are the things they will ask. And successful 10-year, suppose this I have taken just a figure, it may be 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. If your college is old, you know, very good network of alumni, and alumni's strength is your strength. So you can serve it. So just some examples I have given for the reference. So similarly, weakness nowadays in this current pandemic, digital learning. Some students will like to have, they will appreciate digital learning. Some students will say, no, sir, we have to have offline learning is more impact, more good, and it all depends. And low-ranking students are entrance test. Suppose, this is what happens. Engineering colleges will through a common entrance test, and students with 70,000, 80,000, 90,000 ranking will not join an engineering student. So how best you can perform. So there is a weakness of the institute. So you have to convert them. So this is where one of the weakness, and there are many ways and means you can improve the thing. So match between research expectation and support, high and unequal workloads, faculty and staff, because you can see some of the institutes, always faculties will be grumbling. So I've got 2 theories and 3 labs. Some of the faculties here, so professor is handling only 2 theories. Why he can't be handled? So these are the things. These are the weaknesses. So this will not lead to have a good collaboration. So student preparedness for the entrance, adjusting to the pressure of growth, sluggish responsiveness to student and community needs, limited resource for faculty and staff development, high competitive market for diverse faculty and staff. So sometimes, most of the time, if faculty is good, many institutes they think that, oh, will not stay here in the academics, will go to industry. So these are some things, parameters which become our weaknesses. So opportunities. So in due course of time, if you get these things, you can grow. That's what. Suppose if you are having a good expertise and if you get a research funding, you can do fantastic performance. So in growth potential, again, it happens. Suppose if you have collaboration, a faculty and staff and the students. External community and university relationships that is interested in academic program expansion is an opportunity. See, this is like this. Suppose if one faculty is very good in database, and if you get an opportunity to perform or to learn data science, so we can expand, we can grow. So that's how it is. So interest in expansion of cultural activities, interest in university services. So when these things will come services for an affiliation college, not for independent universities or state universities. Again, society trends, increased value of higher education complexion, growing demand for IT graduates. So match between curricula and societal interest. Growing demand for IT graduates is sometimes they have IT technology, computer science department. These are the different opportunities where they can grow to have IT graduates. So this is one thing most of the universities, most of the institutes public perception because of one or two cases, some image is there. So that place, that is one of the threat. Development of another university or institute in your area. Already you are struggling to survey, and one more university, one more college is going to your nearby area. So that is also one of the threat. Societal and student perception of education as solely as a means of job. So should not be the case. When a student joins an engineering college, its main aim is to get a job. That should not be the case. So he has to think in all around and where and how we can perform better, how we can contribute for the growth of the institute. As an individually, first of all, for the growth of department, and next for the growth of institute, how we can perform. If he thinks in those terms, definitely can do wonders. Reporting requirements observes the last percentage of resources because there are some resources you have to use sparingly, and it's not that all the resources should be exhausted at a time. Lack of knowledge about higher education. It is not that only BE or undergraduation is the end, so there are scope for that. Lack of understanding means awareness about higher education will not be there. That's one thing. Lack of knowledge about the institute. There are some institutes where a student is confined to department, one particular department. You'll not be knowing what's happening in the other department, what's the growth that is there, or what's happening in R&D. So these are the things, these are the threats that will not help us to grow as an institute. So for this, and summarize everything. Strengths will identify the domains in which collaboration with industries can be established. SWOT analysis comes into picture. Strengths will identify the domains in which collaboration with industries can be established. Weakness will provide information about the areas in which improvement has to be made at the institute level. Management plays a very significant role. Opportunities will help to plan for the future development of the institute or future growth of the institute. So how we have to grab those opportunities and you have to. So threats will provide the information about how to overcome or how to survive or how to sustain. So to have these things, you have to do SWOT analysis. What way industry is helping faculty? Some of the things, delivering guest lectures. So this is where industry institute
Sir,
collaboration.
I want to just interrupt, sir. I'm sorry. To the participants, we are
Yeah.
starting the last poll of the day at 4:15, 4:15. In another 4 minutes, we will be starting the poll. Kindly be ready. We'll be posting it in the chat box. 4:15. And you are seeing the stream on live.swechha.org, a live streaming platform completely built using free and open source software by Swechha, a community of software users, students, academicians, and software professionals, developers. Swechha as a community builds and contributes to various projects and offers internships to students. Continue, sir.
Yeah. So industry faculty through delivering guest lectures, hiring of industry practitioners as a faculty members, as a part-time faculty, recruitment opportunities, site visits, student projects, summer job internships, collaboration on on-course delivery, that is electronic discussion groups, and support contests, animation or artwork, computer game clubs, and mentoring. Is giving honest evaluation of the prospective employee. Faculties here plays a very big role. They have to assess students properly, and the same thing has to be conveyed to industry. So provide help or feedback on problems. Smaller companies are certainly more and larger one for established. Because especially startup companies, they seek help from institutes. So even your alumni are having startup companies. Very frequently, you can see that they will come back to institute for their problems. So this is where faculties can contribute to the industry. Organize student volunteers to support companies with play testing and focus groups. Provide leads and collaborative research proposals. So in a collaboration, faculties are playing a very big role because of their expertise. Only all these things will happen. So they are playing a big good role. Have between an industry. Most of the times they say root cause likely to stem from misperceptions or communication gap, what other group wants or what other needs. So sometimes you can call it as an egoistic problem. Industry will never open up and institute also will never open up. So the gap becomes more or it widened. So that should not be the case. It should be open-hearted and it should be transparent. Then many things can be solved. So we tend to trust members of the group simply because we share a common background and framework. So that's what I said. It's a question of trust that always makes a good collaboration. It all depends on how we are going to have it. So this is very important. How can we collaborate? 4 slides are this. So these are the different parameters. Again, probably something you may feel that it may be repeated. It is required. Student internships, industrial visits, consultancy is another important parameter where faculties gain knowledge and they can. So research work, student project works, participation of industry in curriculum development. So this is very important as far as an university is concerned, or it's an autonomous college, participation of industry are a lot of weightage for the industry. Facilitating guest lectures, interactive workshops, conferences, seminars, brainstorming sessions, technical discussions. Especially brainstorming sessions are very much required when you have got a problem at the institute level or at the industry level. So our faculties can contribute and they are in a position to provide better suggestions to the industry people. So joint R&D projects, celebration of annual science and technology festivals, self for entrepreneurship development and technology incubation. That's what I said. Nowadays, see even ACT is insisting and state governments and MSME. They say at the institute level should have incubation centers. MSME is helping lot many institutes regarding this. Guidance from the industries. Always I'm keep on telling that technology means industry. You want to convert a concept into a product, we need help from industry. So they know which technology works, which technology doesn't work, or they know very well which technology with the minimum bugs. So these are the information educationist or an academician needs. So those information they can get it from industry. Creation of collaborative labs or testing center at the college. So this is again should be done by industry people. So joint research publications, if you are involved in research work with industry, so you can have joint publications. Solutions for field problems. When you have got a problem in the society, you can take up that and you can collaborate with industry and you can join. So joint patents, like joint publications, you can have joint patents. Creation of industrial chair to support research, continuing education for industry. So in fact, recently one company has approached our college, sir. We have got around 100 members, students, employees from IIT. They wanted to pursue diploma. Can you help us in that? So that's so many things are there. So short-term training programs, on-site educational programs, part-time educational programs, collaborative educational programs, industry visiting faculty from industries. A lot of industry people, they can come to our institute, they can handle one great course or something like that. Share their knowledge. That is very important. Sabbatical level assignments to the faculty members and other areas of mutual interest. Joint industrial projects for faculty. So projects maybe for students or for the faculty. There are some faculties are very much interested and better outputs from the faculty always. Training programs or short-term assignments to the faculty members in industries, facilitating flow of technology from laboratory to market access, and handling rural issues and reforms. Collaborative degree programs is an independent university, you can do that. Practical training of students in industries, apart from internship, they can provide training also. To conduct industrial exhibitions to highlight research facilities and expertise available in the institution. So institutions has to develop, has to conduct, organize exhibitions with collaboration with the industries so that they will know what exactly is happening at the institute level. Publishing architectural bulletins and newsletters with latest technological developments. to organize in-plant training for the students. So these are some of the ways and means where you can collaborations. So when you are talking about, there are many ways and means how we can do it. So industry always the thing that assume that they are having a manpower, they want a place, laboratory where laboratory is available and an institute. So they can, or they are having a scientist or a laboratory with scientist, anything that is possible. So institute always we think that finding the right industrial partner for the labs. So we have got many labs. So for example, in our college, we have established a biofuel lab, which is not there in the academics. So a lot of people are coming and testing their biofuels. So this is how we can collaborate. So this is the way you can do it, you can grow. So at the end, we can say collaboration should be based on friendly manner with industry and should be based on equal partnership, emotionally and strategically connected. So that we call it as a true cooperation. So collaboration should be based on true cooperation. So it will have a long life. So an industry can have collaboration with many institutes or many universities, or an industry can have collaboration with one industry or one university. It is up to the industry. So why do we have that? Again, it may be for publications, or it may be a product development, or it may be a patent, or it may be social. So types of collaborations. So we are having 6 categories of collaborations. So category 1, category 2, category 3. So category 1 is general collaboration, represents a personal information collaboration which helps to build a deeper level of participation from the industry. No MOU, nothing, simply they are coming and they are giving a talk. This is general collaboration. So again, at the next academic level collaboration involves more specific collaboration of an industry with higher level of participation than general collaboration in the higher education institute. So suppose if they are part of your curriculum, then that becomes academic level. So next category is industrial supported collaboration helps to overcome resource constraints in the IHT. Suppose we are having some constraint as on lab is concerned. Suppose if the industry sponsors that lab, so there is an industrial support. So there is a next category. Similarly, service-led collaboration helps higher education generate financial resources by providing services needed by the industry. Suppose they can outsource some work, so faculty and students can earn money. So that is service outsourcing their service or their requirement. So that is another type of collaboration. Cooperative collaboration involves formal research agreement under which original research is conducted at industry institute, particularly for research in joint collaboration. So the last one is student level collaboration helps students to identify the industry problems, to understand the best practices and needs of industries, and to generate funds for the co-curricular activities. If students, again, see, in fact, recently we come across one thing. A startup company came and their requirement of one product, they divided into small modules and they are given as an internship for our students, and they have to keep ready and they have to develop that code and study. So in turn, they are going to get some honor. So that stipend or honor what we call it is. So that can be used for co-curricular activities. This is one level of collaboration. So like this, we can have 6 level of collaboration. Again, it's up to the industry, institute, what type of collaboration they are going to have with industries. Effectiveness of the collaboration. How we are going to assess, or who is going to assess the collaborations? There are 2 persons who are going to assess collaboration. Faculty members are going to assess how best industry collaboration, and the other people are students. Our own students are going to assess. So, effectiveness of the collaboration. How good your collaboration? Suppose if students are doing internship at some particular industry, and that industry observes those students who are done internship. So that's a one way of measuring collaboration. Otherwise, increasing utilization of college resources by an industry. Suppose industry needs many things and they are not in a position to take care of everything because of space or because of investment. Suppose, see, these things can happen in most of the times in civil engineering department for consultancy. So for each and everything, lab testing, industry people are coming to college and they say you do this test and give the report. You do this test and give the report. So this is another way of utilization of college resources by the industry. And again, at the end of the day, how many products have been developed with collaboration? So these are the ways you can measure how effective your collaboration is. So this is very important, and I don't know how many of Agree with this? So, not easy to have a good collaboration with any with a particular institute with any industries. There are lots and lots of hurdles. Some of the three barriers, in fact, that has been presented in one of the survey paper. Just I'm quoting for this. So they say that 76.4% faculty and 64.6% directors and 81% of the industry agree that lack of commitment of leadership of the institution is a hurdle in industry institute collaboration. So you have lack of commitment from the leadership. So some other percentage they say adequate financial and administrative support is not there in industry institute collaboration, or something, or another group they say another percentage skeptic about capability of the faculty is higher. So when that's what I said, this is where our strength becomes a major backbone for us. So if you not define the strength properly, you cannot have good industry institute relationship. So some examples are given. Just so because this based on these things, you can think positively and we can do it. So when you are having a proposal with institutes taking a proposal to industry or industry is bringing a proposal to institute, so you should categorize whether it's with improvement in the knowledge or with the improvement on financial benefits or it's a so how, what way, what category your proposal is going to benefit for the industry or the institute. So that you should have different properly. Industries always think that long-term relationship with the institute or university that is required. Look towards academia for solutions to their problems. See, this is where I'm telling many of the industries, if you have a good rapport and if you show us your strength for their problems, they will come to you. So this is how the thing. Academia, it's very important. The interesting thing about academia is that professors and projects get sold, but students will never get old. So this is where the positiveness of the institute. There is always constant inflow and outflow of students. So young generation, new generation students are available. So they can take up the industry experiments and they can perform. So research work in academia are taken up by the industry and turned into a products and services where commercialization is involved. So this is how academia will think about it. Recommendations again, I'm suggesting how far I'm justified, I don't know, but some things definitely get there. So recommendations for the institute: knowledge development, setting up of R&D centers for carrying out innovative research projects along industry and center of excellence and continuing education for
Sir,
conducting
1 minute, sir.
development
Suresh,
programs.
Suresh, sir, may I interrupt for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Sir, I want to inform all the participants that we have opened poll 3 also now. We have opened poll 3 also. So both will be closed. Poll 3 and poll 4 will be closed in 5 minutes from now. 5 minutes. Thank you, sir. Continue.
So another thing is infrastructure development. Institute should create chairs in the name of renowned industrialists or academicians and also share infrastructure, other facilities like hardware, software expertise with the industries. Again for this for institute and again this for industry. Industry personnel should get involved in curriculum development, should depute senior executives on the advisory board of institutes, train the faculty to deliver industry useful modules to the students. Industry should jointly develop study materials like castlets, write joint research papers, design art on values with faculty. Industry should partner with institutes for research projects and consultancy assignment. So castlets is something they'll give a concept in a paragraph, so you have to write graphs and flow charts and everything. So that is again, it's not so easy. A lot of efforts is required. I think those people's faculty can do it. This is one ideal model of an IAC, that is industry institute. Just is a suggestion. So we have government, industry, academia, society. So I'm coming almost at the end of my presentation. So some conclusion I'm making, so it's very important. So companies need personnel. So companies need employees. Okay, academia need the students. We need students. So let's cooperate to educate. By utilizing our respective strengths, we can work together to design and deliver courses and program curricula which properly educate and train individuals for the industries. So whatever the industry requirements are there, we can train our students in that way and we can give it to industry. So sustainable academia and industry interaction at all stages of technology development, starting from conceptualization down to commercialization, is need of the hour. So concepts can be generated at the institute, and if not to commercialize that concept, we need the industry. So this is where the collaboration that comes into picture. For effective industry, institute-industry collaboration, each HEI should, this higher education should have a separate industry-institute collaboration unit. So we can't take it just as an academic work. So we should have separate team to have an industry-institute collaboration. It's very much important. So the industry-institute collaboration unit should be headed by a senior person at the level of dean, or should have a good exposure to the needs of institution and industry. So it may be some resource persons are required, inclusion of resource persons in collaborations, conductive environment, infrastructure for minimum requirements of industry, and clear policies and guidelines. So these are some references. With this, I'll conclude, and if anybody has any questions, ready to take questions.
We have some questions, sir. We have some questions, sir. From Dr. Purushottam sir from Srinagar. Collaborative activities in between industry and institutions are happening now. In fact, majority of software industry is coming to institutions to teach new technologies and also recruiting students. That's why students are showing much interest in software-related approaches. This is not happening much in the case of other engineering branches like EC, mechanical, civil, etc. To enhance the collaboration, institutions have to focus on MSME. Speaker opinion on it, please.
Even in civil and mechanical and even in electronics also, suppose embedded system is there, IoT is there, communication skills or communication technology is there. So they can also have diverse domains, madam. They can have it. So they have to think positively and they can come out with it. It's not only software, but other branches also. You suppose we take civil, structural is there, environmental is there, concrete is there, and a lot of works are there, and a lot of consultancy work we are doing it. Different domains. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
One more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are listening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, they're giving feedback that your sessions are very informative and highly appropriate as per the market now, and they're asking to provide some slides also, sir. And worth information they're saying. And one more question, sir. So, how to get internships for basic subjects like physics?
Can you repeat, madam?
How to get internships in basic subjects like physics, sir? Physics.
At the end of the day, see, it is, in fact, physics is a core branch, I think, core technology provider for electronics, madam. Electronic industries, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So one more
electronics
question, sir. One more question.
Yeah.
Sir, some of the students are coming from rural areas and they don't have communication skills, but they have good practical knowledge. But some industries do not prefer that type of student. Why? So this question is from Ruby Sigala, madam.
Yeah. No. The thing is here, in fact, most of practically this is what happening. When we have got stuff, we fail to communicate properly, and those students are not observed. And sir, communication skill is one of the very important. Our soft skills are very important. We have to improve on that. There's no compromise on that. Unless and until you should say that what you are good at. How I know that what is there in your mind or what is your expertise? Unless until you come out. So we have to present ourselves. No, then only I will come to know. See, I have presented all these things. Then you will come to know what is that. And say whatever presentation in today's presentation I have given, most of the things I have implemented in my college. So our management is, very happy to say that I have got a very good management. Whenever I take some proposal, they approve it. So I can't expect the same thing in all the colleges. So that's how it is. You have to prepare students to present themselves in a better way. This is where an academician or a professor or an associate professor or faculty comes into the picture. Yes, this is where mentoring comes into picture. Faculties has to train students in such a way that they have to express themselves. Then only they will get placed. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other questions, ma'am?
But sometimes, sir, I have personal questions, sir, from my side. I have introduced myself as the convener of Industry Institute Interaction Cell in the
You are playing a very big role, madam. You have to take many people into confidence.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, tell me, madam.
Although we are trying, I mean, we are doing some consultancy, but
Hmm.
not as per our own expectations, sir. Sometimes industry, no, they do show some confidence, but then that is only in oral terms, sir. But when it comes to the real picture, they will not. I mean, I don't know what their expectations are. They don't open up, and finally, they don't. I mean, they. They. I feel that they don't have the trust factor on the academia. So they will lag it and they will delay it, and finally they will say that it will take some more time. This R&D consultancy, why that the industry is not showing confidence on academia?
Yeah, that's what, madam. In fact, in my presentation, I was keep on telling that trust is very important. Okay, madam, this is where I've discussed about SWOT analysis. Madam, in fact, one small suggestion I will give you, because, madam, you are from computer science background, no?
So I'm from mechanical engineering, sir.
Mechanical. Madam, in the computer science background, especially, so I'm from computer science, that's what I'm giving an example. Or when the mechanical also, you see that thermal is a one branch, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Heat
Yes, sir.
transfer, that's thermal, and biofuels are there, and different domains you are having in thermal, I mean mechanical, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So how many students are good at thermal, madam? Can you give me an idea?
Out of 100, if you take a percentage, and 40% will be good in thermal, sir.
That's what, see, from the moment they come to third year, you should segregate students who are all good at thermal. So in the IT domain, we say who are all good at communications, who are good at networking, who are all good at coding. So we'll segregate. So once you segregate the students, you ask them to do some certification courses. Once they do the certification courses, then it's a proof that your students are capable of doing some coding. So with that, you can talk to industry people. See, our students are there; they are good at this, and you can come and interact with them or come and interview them. So that will help you to get placed in good companies, and even for the internships also. This is what we are doing, madam, in our college, and to that some extent, we are successful in this.
So it's a segregation of students as per their area of interest and as
Yeah,
per their
definitely. When
expertise.
you say that, no, first when a student comes and say that I want to do an internship, first you ask her in which domain you are interested in doing internship. They say some particular domain, also what credentials you have got to have an expertise in that. If
Okay,
no
sir.
credentials are there, give 6 months time or 3 months time. Let them do a certification course in the online certification courses are available. So they have to spend more time, daily 1 or 2 hours in the evenings, and they can do a certification course. Ask them to bring it. So that certificate you show it to industry people saying that I have got 50 students who have done this certificate. They're having skills in this domain. So why don't you provide
Okay.
internship?
Okay, sir. I got
This
it,
is
sir.
the way it
Got
should
it.
be done. This is the way it should be done, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you so
Certification
much,
courses
sir.
will help you a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So we are doing it, sir. Actually, in our department, we are doing it as a value-added course. We are training the students in the required skills. We are taking the feedback from the industry. What is their requirement? For example, we have a startup mechanical company in which they were asking for ANSYS, basics of ANSYS they required. So one full year we have trained them as an
Hmm.
extra to, I mean, other than the curriculum. This is a value addition
Value-added
to the
courses are a
students.
part of
Yeah.
curriculum only, no, madam.
No, no, sir. This is not part of curriculum. In our, we are
Acha.
also autonomous, and we are giving them exclusive trainings in some mechanical software, and we are making them industry
Madam,
ready
for
as
that,
per their
have we
requirements, sir.
include any industry people for that?
Yes, sir. We have asked a few people to come and train these students, sir.
Then those people has to observe those students, no, madam.
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
have to
sir.
provide
We
internship
are
and
to some extent, we are successful in placing students in internships, sir. But R&D, we are still in the baby steps only, sir. We are still in the
madam, for R&D,
beginning.
best thing is you go for government funding, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
submit proposals and get the funding and do the R&D. Initial stages, if you do that, then it's a platform where you can perform well. Then industry people will come to you.
Okay, sir.
DST is there, Ministry of Earth Science is there, ACT is there. Even we are doing that. We are getting a lot of funding from these government agencies. Then you
Okay,
start research. Then you see, immediately when you say that we are good at that, they want to see in which domain you are good, how we are good, to what level you are good.
sir,
To do
Ahmedabad
that,
University also in that way is, we have got quite good grants in last 3 years, sir. You might have seen in the website also. We get very good grants in Mordogs and the other
once they have completed,
PhD.
after completing the project, that itself is an enough. You say that this is a fund we have received and we have completed the project. For further listing, we have come to you. Then with that, you can approach industries. No?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We'll follow your suggestions very much, sir. We'll
No,
contact you again, sir.
that's what I'm thinking, madam. That's what even I'm doing, same way. Because initially, no industry will come forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is true. That is true. Sir, I'm in this since 2016, sir. We are seeing slow and consistent growth. Everything is not done in overnight, but then we're doing our best.
Everything is slow phase, madam. You have to plan for next 5 to 6 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the session, sir. And
Thank you.
most of the audience are saying that the session is very very useful for the most of the faculty do not know what is the importance of having industry in their dashboard. So now they understood what is the critical situation as of now. Sir, he's saying. So, okay, Mr. Balraju, sir, I can answer you. During this critical situation, can after lockdown give some companies related to mechanical how to approach in policy way. So we cannot name the companies, but then you have to positively approach the company. As sir said, you have to do some SWOT analysis. And sir, can you answer this question, sir?
Madam, even mechanical also, madam, see, what I feel is when you want to have a collaboration with a particular industry, in the long run, what is the requirement you find out? Based on that, you have to prepare your students. Immediately, it is not possible, madam. For the immediate batch, it may not be possible. So after 4 years, after 2 years or 3 years, what is the requirement, and which domain they wanted to have, job, which domain they are going to provide jobs. So those things accordingly you have to try.
So Dr. G. Prabhakar Reddy, sir.
In civil and mechanical, it's very difficult to talk about these things.
Sir, Dr. G. Prabhakar Reddy, sir, is asking some success stories of industry with collaboration in India. So Prabhakar Reddy, sir, I can give you an example. As I told you that we have one startup mechanical company coming to our institution for that's a startup because they could not afford for experienced people. They wanted some interns so that they can train 4 or 5 interns and then they can start off with their first project. So the interns were paid 8,000 initially. They were trained in strength of materials and ANSYS software. And then now, as soon as their internship is over, after 6 months, the starting pay is 5 lakhs per annum, sir. So this is one of the success stories. We were very happy that we could place some students in core engineering sector. And there are many things like this. We have to start in a very low level, sir. Sir, Suresh, sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, shall we conclude, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Sir, one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Why mechanical, civil, engineers are recruited for software industry?
Madam, can you repeat the question? Very interesting question. I'm ready to answer.
Why mechanical, civil, and students are recruited for software industry? This question is being asked by Chaitanya madam.
Madam, reason is, I will tell you one thing. In many of the software industries, you see, top executives either they are from civil and mechanical. Am I right? The reason is it's a blend of technologies. See, if a student, come out of an engineering, mechanical engineering, he will be having the knowledge of all mechanical departments, subjects. Apart from that, if he is having a knowledge of coding, don't you think it's a dual advantage? So you need not depend on somebody else. Suppose if you recruit only a software engineer, if you want to code something on mechanical concepts, he has to depend on one more engineer. Whereas one person can do both. So this is the reason where many people will give preference to especially civil and mechanical and electrical engineers to become software engineers.
Yes, sir. So,
Suppose CS, IS students, if you take, they will talk about only coding, they will not talk about anything other things. They fail to come out with a better modeling. Whereas in this, they can do it. That's how it is. That's the reason they prefer. And they can perform well compared to our this thing. In fact, compared to IC students, civil and mechanical students are more brainy, according to me.
yes, sir. Thank you for that, sir. I'm
Yes.
mechanical engineer too. Sir, shall we conclude, sir? Because it's 4:45 now.
Thank you, madam, again for
Thank
providing
you
an opportunity.
very much, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
sir, 1 minute, sir. Let me
Yeah.
complete with the participants also. We have
Yeah.
closed the poll for now. I think we have closed the poll at exactly 4:33. So I hope that all the participants have finished with the polling, and we will not be doing the same thing from tomorrow. Kindly do the polling as and when we release that polling link, say in the same session. So when we are releasing in the first session, poll one, do the poll one in the session one only. From tomorrow, we are not releasing the remaining polls like this because it is the first day we are doing this. I request the participants to please do the polling at that time only. Be alert and listen to the sessions. I hope you all have enjoyed the sessions, and we see the same strength and more strength with tomorrow onward. Tomorrow also, I thank Dr. Suresha sir for giving his valuable time to give this session, online session. We are very, very happy that you could you could actually remove some misinterpretations in the faculty about industry and academia building, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the
Thank
session,
you.
sir.
Thank you very much.